Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the SFU WASC Centre for Dialogue on Traditional Coast Salish Territory. My name is Shaheen Nanji, and I'm the Director of International Development at SFU and the Co-Director for the Engaging Diasporas project. On behalf of SFU and our project partners QSO VSO and BCCIE, I'm pleased to welcome you to the fifth and final dialogue in this series. Through this year-long project, our activities have included a series of focus groups, workshops, and public dialogues on various aspects of development by diaspora. Over this time, we've come to think of members of the diaspora as reflexive agents of change, whose diasporic attachment is self-defined through capacity to empathize born of common experience. As an example, many of the so-called Indian diaspora in Canada are also equally, and some more so, attached to East Africa or Fiji, demonstrating that people's sense of diasporism, like identity, is layered and context-specific. So tonight's about looking back on the series of dialogues and workshops to take stock of what we've heard. It's also about looking forward to better articulate the potential of diaspora in development and to look at ways the positive potential can be realized. What stood out for me over the past year has been the capacity, passion, and resourcefulness of members of the diaspora who are engaged in creating a better world. I guess we'd see it. I just couldn't have anticipated the extent to which it exists and the tremendous potential it creates for Canada and beyond. Members of the diaspora have the network, skill, and will to contribute to the development of their communities of attachment or origin. They can, and often do, contribute to knowledge application and brain circulation. They support social development such as education and health. They influence political processes, both nationally in Canada and in their regions of attachment. And they contribute financially through remittances, business networks, and investment. Canada relies on immigration to meet its labour needs and the needs of an ageing population. Canada's ability to assist with the integration of immigrants not only enables a more settled and productive citizenry, but also offers opportunities for greater and more effective diaspora-driven transnational engagement. Greater engagement of immigrants and diasporic communities can enable Canada to benefit from the diaspora's nuanced understanding that comes from first-hand experience, extensive networks, and conviction to contribute to Canadian internationalism. But tonight we want to hear from you. What is the potential of the diaspora, and what can be done to make the space and create the structures to enable diaspora-driven development? So without further delay, I'll turn the floor over to Project Co-Director Joanna Ashworth to get us started.
Thanks, Shaheen. Welcome, everybody. It's so great to be here, and very nice to start off with some food. I hope you're enjoying, I hope you're enjoying the meal. We're going to organize this first part of the evening in such a way that you're going to get to know as many people as possible. And then after we've talked a little bit more, we're going to head upstairs, and our wonderful musicians are going to lead us upstairs, and then we'll be in a plenary session up in the hall, the Asia Pacific Hall. Now, I just want to mention the World Cafe is a method, and some of you have probably heard of it. It's a method, and it's really very intuitive. You know, you go to a cafe, and you sit with friends or people you don't know, and you talk about things that matter to you. So this is what we're trying to do tonight. And what we're going to do is you'll probably be still finishing up your meal when we start the first round of conversations. When you change tables after the first round, and I'll explain that in a minute, then get up and get a beverage or some dessert, and then take it to your new table, okay? So the hosts are going to guide you through the questions that we have for you tonight. And the note takers, in some cases, they are one and the same person. They're going to capture your ideas as much as they can, and then they're also going to capture the nuggets on the Post-it notes, and those are going to be taken up to Averill. Just small little phrase or an image or a word, just relevant to the question that you're talking about. Okay, so tips for good dialogue. I think that you probably know these intuitively, but we're many people with a fairly compressed amount of time. So I'm going to throw out a couple of suggestions, and that one is speak personally. Try not to generalize. Just tell your story, but also the challenge is tell it, but be brief, and share your airtime, because everybody has a story and a suggestion and an idea. Listen deeply. I know we're going to be a lot of people. It's probably going to be a little bit hard to hear. So you might need to lean in a little bit and give everybody a chance to say their piece, offer their ideas, tell their story. So now to the questions at your table. In this first round, the questions are there. Your hosts are going to introduce you to the questions, and we're going to take about 25 minutes, okay, for the first round. Introductions, the first and second question that are here. Speak with your heart and mind, contribute your thinking, have fun, slow down. So round one, the cafe dialogue questions. Your name and organization, what is the diaspora contribution to development? What does it mean to you? And then what do diaspora need? What will enable diaspora, either as individuals or as organizations, to contribute more effectively to development? So your host will guide you through the process, and you'll know it's about time to wrap up when you hear the band, when Yoro and Coco start playing, okay? So just feel free to launch into it now.